Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, back together again. It's bright and early Monday morning. Kansas City Chiefs clinched their playoff berth with that win against the Raiders on Friday. Also eliminated the Raiders from playoff contention. But then we had all the other games we're watching. Now we're watching to see what the Bills are doing. We're watching to see what the Ravens are doing and the Steelers. Rooting for the Bengals. That didn't work, but hey, I got to give props to your green and white for helping us out yesterday.
Green and white played very, very well against the Baltimore Ravens. The Chiefs, though, had just the one loss. They're 11-1 on the year and playing very well. Just a few games remaining. They've clinched the playoffs, but they have not clinched the number one seed, and that's really their goal. They want those games at home. That means so much in really any sport, but especially in the NFL. Kansas City is living on the edge. We've talked about this for a couple of weeks. They've lived on the edge for about a month and a half, 2 months now. My goodness sake, how they escape. This time, the center's snap hits the quarterback in the shoulder pad and bounces away, and the Chiefs recover and win. Now, come on. How long does this continue? Well, Kansas City really does need to put away some team. Next Sunday night against the Los Angeles Chargers, that could happen. These teams are kind of mirror images of each other in a way, so that could play very much to the Chiefs' advantage. But they need to pile up some points and get a big score and renew some confidence in their team, because right now everybody knows it. All the dialogue. What was the one that I saw posted on the internet that one of the former players called the Chiefs trash or something like that? Not very good. But be that as it may, they're still 11-1 and the best team in the NFL as far as the record's concerned. Can they continue it? Well, we'll find out.
Well, they got to get a big win. And again, after watching what the Panthers did this past weekend, don't feel so down on it. I think they're starting to figure it out with Mr. Bryce. So I wouldn't feel too bad. And again, it's NFL, man. It happens every week. You see teams up. The Browns beat the Steelers 2 weeks ago. So it's like, I mean, this is what happens. It's just how you get that dub and how you continue to get that dub, whatever that looks like. Sometimes it's not pretty. Now, that's some college football. I don't even want to talk about my Wildcats. That we'll just move on past that. But let's talk about other college football.
Well, this is as jumbled as I've ever seen it. Of course, it's also the first year for 12 teams. If it had been 4, and the ratings come out tomorrow, but if it had been 4, a much clearer picture, and then you would have had pretty good matchups in the bowl, but the championship would be very clear. It is not now. Number 1, Ohio State, knocked off. Miami loses. Clemson loses. There will be considerable debate on the top 12 when it is released tomorrow. And the rankings are not the last. There will be one more after this, and that's because the conference championship games will also have a bearing. Not so much on what teams make the top 12, but where they make it. That's the real key. The ones tomorrow, though, I find this interesting because we have some wagers going. I think Alabama makes the top 12. I do. A lot of people say no. They'll be phased out some way. I don't think so. I think Alabama, which was 13th this week and won their game with Auburn, and Clemson, which was immediately ahead of them, lost their game. But still, there's that debate. We'll find out when all those rankings are released. But this is interesting because it's the top 12 who make the playoffs, and those playoffs might begin later this month.
What'd you think of that brawl after the upset?
A great fight.
Yeah, a hell of a lot better than the one they had on Netflix a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, much better. But the fact is, you can't have something like that.
Man,
and each team has been fined $100,000 by the Big Ten Conference for their part in this. I'm a little surprised the coaches didn't take a little bit more
hands-on
forceful
approach.
action, getting their players out of there. But no, it didn't work that way. A lot of anger spilled over. Some call now for Ryan Day to be fired. I think that's a little harsh. After all, his team was number 1 and then number 2 in the country. You can't do that. But we'll see what happens. It's a very dicey circumstance.
It definitely is. Well, we'll definitely see what happens when the voting comes out with the ratings, too, and if they care more about strength of schedule or possible TV ratings when it comes to that top 12 pick. Definitely going to show their hand this time around, I guarantee you that. How did the Drury women's soccer team do in their postseason action?
This was historic for the Drury Lady Panthers soccer team. They're playing for the Midwest Regional Championship in Allendale, Michigan, and a berth in the national championships of NCAA Division II. Unfortunately, Drury did not win. They lost to the host team, Grand Valley State, 2-0, but a really remarkable year, and congratulations to the, I don't think they call them the Lady Panthers, the soccer team there is the Drury Panthers women's team. Congratulations to them. They played very well and deserving of all the accolades they get.
The Missouri State Bears got a chance to go down south, play a little bit on the beach while we froze our asses up here in the Ozarks. How'd they do down there?
Well, they lost their final game to South Dakota State, and that was earlier last week. Lost it big. South Dakota State blew them out of the ballpark there, and South Dakota State's basketball team is pretty good. They play in the same league that the opponent for the Bears yesterday plays in, and that's the Summit League. The Bears came home, went down to Tulsa, and played Oral Roberts yesterday. Fell behind by 9 points at halftime. I thought, oh, here we go again. The Summit League, Mike, is not as good as the Missouri Valley overall. But here you have South Dakota State winning by 20, and Oral Roberts ahead of the Bears. But wait, game's not over yet. This is a scrappy team that Conzo Martin has put together. They play good defense. They held this team, Oral Roberts, to 35% shooting for the ball game, and less than that in the second half. And the Bears come away with a win, 72-67. Des White out of Jefferson City, big scorer for the Bears, 18 points. This is a good Bears team that's getting better. They open up Missouri Valley Conference play on Saturday night here in town. Indiana State comes in, just the one game this year, and then the bulk of the schedule comes at the end of the year, the turn of the year, and then into 2025. But nice win for the Bears, 72-67.
Definitely a big win for the Bears. Now, that part of this year, is as we start to really ease into college basketball, it's nice to have something else to watch in between the college football and pro football during the week, and that's what we got tonight, don't we?
It's the annual cat fight here. This is the Highway 13 cat fight, and this over at Drury University in the O'Reilly Family Event Center. It's both the men and the women from Drury are hosting their counterparts from Southwest Baptist, and these teams really put on a heck of a show. It's conference play in the Great Lakes Valley Conference, so the Panthers and the Bearcats will get it on. The ladies play at 5:30. The gentlemen will follow that, but Southwest Baptist and Drury is always a bitter and highly contested rivalry. Should be a lot of fun tonight.
Should be a lot of fun. It should be a lot of fun when our boys just south of Springfield get a chance to vie for some hardware.
This is the state championships, and it's coming up this weekend, all on Friday and Saturday. Friday afternoon, I love this too. Game kicks off at 3 o'clock, and they play at Faroe Field, where Arkansas and Missouri played on Saturday. And Missouri won that game 28-21 in the snow in Columbia. All right, Friday afternoon, this coming Friday afternoon, two teams that last year and in prior years were district rivals, played in the same district. This year they're playing for the state championship, Lamar and Fair Grove. Because of the redistricting that occurs every couple of years, Lamar faces teams from up north, Fair Grove in the area. Both are outstanding teams, and they will play for the Class 2 state championship, and that will be at 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon. At 7 o'clock on Friday night, also at Faroe Field in Columbia, Nixa takes the field, and they will play for the Class 6 state championship, and their opponent, DeSmet from St. Louis. That will be a terrific game. Nixon's undefeated. DeSmet has lost twice. Don't put anything into that. Both are outstanding football teams. And then Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, it's the Class 3 state championship. Seneca will take on Jefferson City, Blair Oaks, and the Seneca team is nothing short of outstanding.
Yeah, I got a lot of great, talented kids playing in these teams this year, and good luck to all of them. They've worked their butt off to get where they are. Ned, you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.